Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Asad Yaqub and I welcome you to one of my important videos. Well guys, sometimes when you appear in IELTS test and after 2 weeks when you wait for the result, everybody gets their result. All the students, candidates, they get their result. But instead of getting the result, you receive a mail that your result has been withheld because of quality check. Now, what is this quality check? Why the results are withheld? This video is all about that. Okay, now listen. What is quality check? The quality check is IELTS people, IELTS administration. They are very much touchy about IELTS and they have certain quality checks to make sure that there is no hanky-panky going on in IELTS. Sometimes, with the help of invigilators or with the help of the staff members, some people buy keys, reading and listening answer keys. They know which test is going to be played because the tests arrive 3 days before the exam. So sometimes by unfair means they take out the answer keys, okay, and then they give those listening and reading answer keys to the candidates. They sell them and candidates, they cram listening and reading answer keys. Now those candidates who cram listening and reading answer keys, their score in speaking and writing is always low. If your score in speaking and writing is lower than listening, reading, right? So then they have quality check. They want to make sure why. I know one of my students, my subscribers, he was invited to the office. I don't want to mention IDP or British Council. He was invited there and there they gave him a topic and they said, now you write essay on this topic. One student who had purchased the keys, they withheld his result, invited him there, played a listening test and said, now you take this test and we want to see how you get 8 band in this test, right? So buying the keys, I mean, whenever you are going to try to use any unfair means for IELTS, you will lose your money, you will lose your face, means your reputation will be at stake, and as a result you are going to be banned for 2 years from taking IELTS exam. So this quality check is if they have any doubts that this candidate might has purchased the keys for listening and reading, right, and written the answers, right, so they go for quality check, and sometimes these quality checks take weeks, right, like after a week, after 2 weeks, if they don't find anything. If you are fair, then quality check will not do anything against you if you are fair. But if there is something wrong, the end of quality check, if they don't announce your result within 2 weeks, the end of quality check is cancellation of IELTS exam. Fee is gone, money is gone, test is cancelled, and in some cases, if they find the proof that you purchased the keys, then they might ban you from taking IELTS test for 2 years as well. So one of you asked me this thing, what is quality check in IELTS? So these are certain quality checks which they do, and if your result is scrutinized, under that quality check, then definitely they further investigate. Sometimes they match your listening, reading band score with your speaking and writing band score. Sometimes even the speaking examiners are sold. I don't want to name it. Speaking examiners are sold. How do they sell them? Speaking examiners have got adjustment with some test centers and they give the cue card which they have already given to the candidate that I'll give you this cue card. This speaking part 3, this speaking part 1, prepare these questions and I'll conduct your speaking. They record it as well, but the student is well prepared, right? So in that case, if speaking band score does not match with writing band, again they have quality checks. So these quality checks, your result may be scrutinized there and then 1 week delay, 2 weeks delay, 3 weeks delay, and sometimes if you are found guilty, it may end up at the cancellation, or it may end up the cancellation of your IELTS test, and then you got to apply again. If they don't ban you, if they ban you, then for 2 years you cannot take IELTS test from British Council, from IDP, from anywhere. All the best, guys. Thank you very much. I would advise you to be aware and stay out of these things. Stay away from these things, because at the end, it is your effort which is going to give you the fruit. I'll just share one small example, a case study. A student of mine who took his IELTS result by unfair means. He had purchased the keys, or later on, after 5 years, the center was blacklisted, right? And after 5 years, when he had settled himself in UK, with all the residents, permanent residents and education completed and all that, after 5 years, his everything was cancelled and he was deported back to his country, right? So this can happen as well. If you do anything fake, anything wrong, you will always be guilty in your heart, and that feeling of guilt will come in front of you, and then you will have to come back to your native country. All the best. I teach IELTS online all over the world and on campus here in Lahore. If you want to be the part of my online or on-campus IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub wholeheartedly wishes you best of luck. I'm fasting, but still my energy level is very high. Take good care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.